Do you stream on a Roku, a Fire Stick, Android TV, or Apple TV? Now you can watch 6ABC 24/7 with the 6ABC Philadelphia streaming app. Watch Action News live.
The big story on Action News tonight.
Plus special programming, breaking news, and severe weather updates.
Tremendous amounts of rain.
Always on. Always the news team you trust. Watch 6ABC 24/7 on your streaming device. Search 6ABC Philadelphia and start streaming today.
Hello and welcome into a very special segment. I'm so thrilled to have two amazing women with us for this Women to Watch Extra, we are calling it, and we are joined by our wellness expert, Dr. Shailja Dixit, who is with us weekly as our Wellness Watch partner. And she's joined by one of her colleagues and partners of Curio. Her name is Mariekarl Vilceus-Talty, who is the president and CEO of Partnership for Maternal and Child Health of Northern New Jersey. We're going to be talking about the difference between baby blues and postpartum, what the role of fathers is when women are struggling, and a couple other really important topics that I think if you're a new mom are going to be very helpful. So welcome to the show, both Dr. Shailja Dixit and Mariekarl. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I thought it would be wonderful to start this segment, Mariekarl, with you to just share with our viewers a little bit about your background, just briefly where you grew up and what led you to do this very important work that you're doing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you again. It's a pleasure to be here. I am Mariekarl Vilceus-Talty, long name, from New York. So within the segment, you'll hear my New York accent coming out. I went to Adelphi University for nursing. I basically had no choice, came from a family of nurses and doctors. So they were like, yeah, nursing is good for you. You like that? You do that. And fell in love with maternal and child health. And it has been my passion for over 30 years. A couple of years ago, 9 years ago, moved to New Jersey and have been working in maternal child health. And all roads led me to the partnership, where we are one of three consortia licensed by the state to ensure maternal and child health throughout the state of New Jersey. So I love what I'm doing, and I had the opportunity to meet Dr. Dixit and really talk about this really, really important work that we're doing about maternal mental health. So it's really a pleasure to be here.
Shailja, can you tell us how did the two of you come together, and why is it so important for you to be working with each other?
First of all, so thank you again for inviting us back here. I feel blessed and fortunate to have such Mariekarl here talking with us. I think not just her personal story is inspiring, but what they do is so inspiring as well. As you know, Curio is focused on women's mental health. And one of the key area that we are looking at is actually during pregnancy, perinatal mood disorder, and postpartum depression. And Mariekarl's organization is one of the leading organizations in state of New Jersey and Northern Jersey, especially focused on maternal and child health. So it was, it would have been a miss for us if we didn't partner with them. Was not just a choice. It is kind of like a must when we are looking at this area. And she's going to talk more about the population that they serve. But I think that population, that they are looking at, they need tools the most, we believe. And that's where the impact of digital tool like ours would be. So it was a natural fit. So, and I reached out to Mariekarl to ask that, whether they would be interested in exploring this partnership. And we would like to extend these tools to all the moms out there who need help.
Absolutely.
That's wonderful. Mariekarl, why don't you tell us about that population and who you're helping?
Right. So I was going to say, after Dr. Dixit reached out and we looked over the tools, we said, absolutely, this is exactly what we need for our population. So we cover the northern half of the state. So anywhere from the counties of Warren to Union. So those are 8 counties. So 50% of the state, we cover 50,000 deliveries out of the 100,000 deliveries in New Jersey. And within our coverage catchment area, we have 4 of the largest, most diverse cities within northern New Jersey. And when we talk about diverse, we're talking about 180 different languages that are spoken, immigrant
Wow.
population, Black and brown, a truly rich, diverse population. And within maternal child health, we know that within our population that we serve, Black and brown women, specifically Black women, are 7 times more likely to face complications and death within the perinatal and pregnancy period through preventable complications. And one of those complications that we know of for all women, specifically Black and brown women, is mental health and suicide. So when we talk about mental health disorders and suicide and postpartum depression, everything really does go hand in hand. So when Dr. Dixit reached out and we looked at Curio and we looked at a tool that you can have at the palm of your hands for our population is so desperately important. Because when we talk about postpartum depression and baby blues, you start with baby blues, and we have to say, for people watching, it is absolutely 100% normal. 80% of women and birthing people deal and experience with baby blues. So we know baby blues is not a clinical disorder. It is a cluster of symptoms. You're feeling a little sad, you're weepy, maybe you have a little anxiety. It's all because of the hormone shift. And that lasts maybe a week. So when you start going past 2 weeks, then we definitely have a problem. We're going into the range of postpartum depression, which is definitely a clinical diagnosis, where you need to seek help and treatment. And about 20% of the population will deal with postpartum depression and those clinical symptoms. So having something at the palm of your hands where you can reach out and say, well, is this normal? Can something guide me? Because we have to put it out there in the open. The shame of any kind of mental health issue is tremendous, regardless how much education we have and how much marketing and reaching out to people to say that this is normal. You can't do all things. Women are still like, no, I'm Superwoman. I should be able to do this all. And we're here to say, no, you cannot. And we know that 1 out of 5 women, deal with this issue, and less than 15% get treatment. Is it because of the shame and the stigma, or we're referring people out because we're making our best concerted effort, but there are not enough practitioners. There are not enough practitioners. And when I say that we cover cities that have the most diverse languages and diverse population, that means, am I going to have help in my language? Are you going to understand my culture? How does that look when I'm waiting in the queue for 30 days out to speak to someone to tell me that's okay? So if you're not able to reach out for help, by the time you get help, it may be too late for you and your family. So it is so important that we have this discussion and that we bring Curio out into the open so we can have that scaffolding that we need for our women and birthing people.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a wonderful partnership. I mean,
Yes,
you're
I
both
do.
serving different aspects of this topic. If there's a father watching, because men do watch the show,
Hi there.
tell me, tell me what role they play, or what is it that they can do as dads and husbands when they recognize that something's going on.
I would say stop, look, listen to understand, not just listen to say, yeah, honey, you're okay. And sometimes we negate the role of fathers and significant others. And we know that mental health, especially maternal mental health, impacts the entire family. It's not just mom, it is the entire family. I can tell you specifically from my nursing experience, we had an opportunity to help a family where within the partnership, we have an emotional help line, an emotional well-being line that we call women who have delivered. And we were calling this one particular woman, and she wasn't coming to the phone. And the husband's like, well, can I talk to you? Absolutely. We're here for the entire family. So we started speaking to the gentleman, and he was saying that she doesn't want to get out of bed. She's been weepy for about 2 or 3 weeks. She doesn't want to hold the baby. She's just not interested in what's going on. And he feels like his hands are tied. There's nothing he can do. And he doesn't feel like a father, a husband, a supportive, significant other. So, of course, we spoke with him. And to make a very long story short, it ended up that she had to go to the emergency room because she had postpartum depression and she was going into a clinical, really deep clinical depression. She went to the emergency room and she was later admitted to the hospital for about 3 to 5 days. But that's why it's so important that when the significant other, the husband, sees that something is wrong, something is a little off, just don't shake it off and say, she'll get over it. She'll learn how to be a mother. This is completely natural, because it is not natural. Like we say, we don't send people home with a little instruction, if this, then that, instruction book on how to raise the baby. So if you have any symptoms that you're feeling sad for more than over a week, you need to get to your practitioner and, let them know that there's an issue. Very important.
One of the things I think is important from an education standpoint is for women to understand that what they're going through is very, it's medical, it's a chemical, it's hormonal, so
Absolutely.
they're having shame because they're thinking, what is the matter with me emotionally?
Mm-hmm.
And Shailja, I wonder if you can just explain, why does it happen? What's happening to the body physically that affects a woman's mind? So they understand that.
So I would, and Mariekarl knows this very well too. And thank you for sharing that. It's just so important, breaking those myths that you just talked about. From a physiological perspective, there are few things that are going on. One, naturally, there is a physical strain of going through the pregnancy. It's a very big life-changing event, right? We should not take it that, every woman can technically become mom and this is natural. No, your body is going through a lot of changes and you need to realize that. So there's a physiological aspect of it, right? On top of that, there are hormonal changes happening. There's a huge hormonal fluctuation. This is why, as Mariekarl said, postpartum blues start happening, or perinatal mood disorder, sometime in towards the end of second trimester, third trimester. That's where we see, fluctuation in the hormones, which have a direct correlation with emotional aspect or behavioral aspect of how woman is presenting. So again, there should not be any shame about this. This is something which is biological. There is a very clear scientific rationale behind it, and some feel more, some less. Some are more at risk, some are less at risk. That is also natural. You just need to identify those symptoms, and very, very nicely said, make sure that you seek help. I'll just add, one is that partner or father needs to identify. Women also are sometimes hesitant because I think we talked about this. So as a society, we have made this a natural and a happy phenomena. May
Right.
not be for all. So
Right.
don't be ashamed of saying that, okay, something is not normal, I need help, and expressing yourself very clearly, even if you think you are a very strong woman. It's totally okay. I think we
It's
should
okay to say that you're not okay and that you need
Yes,
help.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
And should
And
not be looked at as a thing of not joy or weakness. That's not at all it is. Treat it like any other condition that you would share with your physician or your caretaker and seek help. Absolutely. So,
Actually, saying something is the greatest love you can show.
speak up when you're down. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. So just, tell me what you're doing together to get the word out. So in other words, none of this is going to be helpful if all of these women don't know that there's support out there.
Dr.
Mariekarl, we'll
Dixit,
start with you. Yeah, you
okay,
start.
so within the partnership, we do have daily virtual support groups for all women of color, Spanish-speaking women who are working during the day, and then we do have the emotional support program that we do call, and we reach out to people and give that continuum of health care during the perinatal during the perinatal period. And also, if you go to our website at pmch.org, you'll find a plethora of information and resources to be able to help with any of the emotional distress that you may be feeling, or you just want some education, or as a significant other, you just want to learn how to support your significant other and your birthing person. Very important.
We just have a minute left. How about hospitals? Are hospitals aware of?
Oh, yes, 100%.
Yeah,
Hospitals have a really robust program that prior to leaving, they do a postpartum screening to talk about depression. How do you feel? They have outreach. They have Speak Up When You're Down programs. They also use our emotional support line program. So there's definitely help within the hospital system. So if you're not feeling 100%, or if you just have an inkling that something may be wrong, especially if you have a mood disorder, a clinical depression prior to, definitely tell someone in the hospital. There's absolutely no shame in it. We are here to help you, to give you referrals, to give you that support and that scaffolding so that you and your family can thrive. Very important to speak up when you're down.
Yeah, excellent. I think, we'll yeah, go ahead, Shailja.
I think we are hoping that Curio, mamaleft.com, again, another tool. And we are hoping that with the Partnership for Maternal and Child Health, this is one more tool that they can provide to women who need help. So you can independently visit and go to the partnership. We are hoping that this is a tool, that one more additional tool that can be made available to women as well.
Yeah. Excellent. And we'll put that information out there and those links, of course, because we're, so honored as well to be a partner in all the work that you're doing. So we'll bring you back at some point and get an update. Yes. And thanks so much, ladies, and keep up the good work.
Thank you so much. A pleasure.
Thank you, Susan. And thanks, Mariekarl. Special thanks to you for being our guest here. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
That's it for our Women to Watch Extra segment. Stay tuned always for Shailja's contributions each and every week. And have a great week, everyone.
Do you stream on a Roku, Fire Stick, Android TV, or Apple TV? Now you can watch 6ABC 24/7 with the 6ABC Philadelphia streaming app.
The big story on Action News.
Search 6ABC Philadelphia and start streaming today.